The referee tonight, Matthew Russell, the assistants, Dan Thursdale and Stephen Flint, and the court official is Carl Sear.
Hello everyone and good evening. Welcome to the VBS Community Stadium. Here we are for National League Cup action between Sutton United and your West Ham United. Of course, this is West Ham's second game in the National League Cup this season. They started away at Braintree up in Essex, ended up being on the wrong side of a 4-2 scoreline after an impressive first half. Braintree then came out really fired up to put West Ham to bed, which is what they did. But West Ham have a chance to make it 2 wins in 2 now. Of course, they're coming into this game off the back of a 3-1 win against Borussia Mönchengladbach last Tuesday. That, of course, ended a 7-loss streak. So they'll be happy that they finally got that out the way and got their first win for some time. This is, of course, their last game of the year of 2024. And here are the lineups, which we'll just go over shortly, just 6 minutes before kickoff. Sam Roberts in goal for Sutton United with Harry Ransom. And the captain, Chian Okoli, with Siju Odelusi, Josh Coley, Dylan De Silva, Edwino Vaz, Nana Boateng, Jeremy Civi, Ryan Jackson and Sean Williams. And as for the substitutes, Jack Sims, Hayden Muller, Junior Eccleston, Jack Wadham, Bessart Topolage and Liam Moore. So that's the lineup for Sutton. Here is the lineup for your Hammers. Finn Herrick still in goal with Junior Robinson at right wing back most likely. Louise Howe keeps his spot, of course. Preston Fearon is in the side with Sean Tarima. Eridas Golombekis, who makes his step up to the under-21s, making his first start for the under-21s of the season. Ryan Battram, Lewis Orford the captain, Josh Ajala, Kamari Swire and Ezra Mayers. So a lot of familiar faces in the under-21s. Of course, though, Preston Fearon and Eridas Golombekis coming into the under-21 side after having lost to Grimsby 1-0 just 2 Fridays ago. They'll be looking to try and get back to good form in the under-21s. Of course, there were some big positives last night for the Hammers, for the young Hammers especially, away at Bournemouth. Of course, it was a frustrating ending with the way the free kick went in to deny Paquetá's penalty to win all 3 points. However, we did see Ollie Scarles and Caelan Casey introduced, which was great to see. And Ollie Scarles as well didn't look a touch out of place. Will he be in and amongst the senior side this Saturday as West Ham host Brighton? Of course, our attention goes back to National League Cup action a week before Christmas Eve. I hope everyone's feeling nice and festive at home. We're 7 days away from Christmas beginning. And of course, this is the last game of the calendar year for the West Ham under-21 side. In fact, it's their last bit of action for 3 weeks. The next time they play is in the National League Cup, so 2 consecutive games in this competition to end 2024 and begin 2025. But they'll be looking to end it on 2 straight wins. An interesting mascot coming out there for Sutton, looking like a giraffe, some sort of safari animal. So here they are, ready and waiting. You can see the captain, Chian Okoli, there in the all-white strip, ready to lead his line out. For Sutton United of the National League, currently in 11th. Relegated from League 2 last year. So here they come, Sutton United, ready for their National League Cup fixture against West Ham. Sutton have only played one game. They beat Tottenham Hotspur 3-0. West Ham played the same amount of games but had a negative scoreline, of course, against Braintree Town. So it'll be interesting to see how these two fare. Sutton coming in surely with confidence that they can breeze past an under-21 side, but West Ham will want to show what they're made of. Braintree topping the table, topping Group D. West Ham in 8th out of 8. He's trying to climb up the table with a win at the VBS Community Stadium in suburban West London. Lewis Orford, who of course was an unused substitute in Bournemouth last night. So of course there will be a minute's silence that will be held in remembrance of our under-15s academy goalkeeper Oscar Fairs. Rest in peace, brave Oscar.
Sutton United would like to extend our sympathy to all the people of West Ham United and Oscar's family on their tragic loss, and we are now bringing to this world a minute silence in Oscar's memory.
Also thoughts and prayers with Oscar's family and loved ones as the referee blows his whistle to commence the start of this second Group D game in the National League Cup. West Ham, of course, in their away strip. It will be the Hammers to get us off underway. Of course, Josh Ajala in the centre circle. He was the player that got West Ham's first ever goal in this competition when he netted it in the 8th minute against Braintree. It was a lovely finish. He, of course, was playing with Kamari Swire, who got the assist for that goal. So they've shown they can link up in this competition. Can they replicate what we saw in the opening 15 minutes at Braintree? Time will tell, as Lewis Orford is the one to whip it over to that right-hand side. Of course, one of the 3 under-21s that unfortunately didn't come out and make a senior appearance under Julian Lopetegui. I'm sure his time will come, though. I'm sure I won't be the only one associated with the West Ham thinking that too. So Casey and Skulls absent. Louise out, who's alongside Eridas Golombekis and Sean Tarima. So Golombekis comes in for Casey. As for Skulls, of course, Ezra Mayers is wearing the number 11 shirt, which typically is associated with the player playing in that left wing back role under Mark Robson. Of course, as a recap for your Hammers side, if you're just joining us live at the VBS Community Stadium, Sutton taking on West Ham. West Ham, of course, with Finn Herrick in goal. Only missed out 2 games this season, and both of them have been in the Premier League International Cup, with Mason Terry taking his #1 shirt for the 180 minutes between those 2 games. Junior Robinson playing in his favoured right wing-back role. Here he is there with Ryan Battram donning the number 7. The back 3 of Sean Streamer, Golan Beckis and Louis Howe. We have midfield 2 of Preston Fearon and Lewis Orford, with Ezra Mayers on the left-hand side, and a front 3 of Ryan Battram, Kamari Swire and Josh Ajala leading the line. But of course we know they can be fluid. We know that Ajala can pop up on either side of the channel, with Swire as the player to aim for. And then it can work the other way as well. Here's Mayers putting in an almost dangerous ball just ahead of the West Ham number 9, Josh Ajala. They have it in a promising position here, West Ham, early on. Ajala opening up room, and he's fouled, and West Ham have an incredibly dangerous free kick in a good position, only 2 minutes in. So a positive start from the Hammers. And Lewis Orford straight over this one. Designated set-piece taker. You just see that. Ajala, I think, went to go strike it with his left, was pulled back, which is what saw him hit the green grass. Now it's going to be either between, you'd think, Fearon and Orford. Will the skipper be taking responsibility of this set piece? He will. He fires it straight into the gloves of Sam Roberts, who has to come low to just cradle that ball and not parry it. Went for the low strike, perhaps just wanting to aim it into that far corner. And the first shot on goal goes for the away side, and it's the skipper too. I'm sure after seeing his colleagues get their senior appearances last night, he'll be even more hungry than he was before to join that list under Julian Lopetegui. Here's their 19, Jeremy Civi, joined from Middlesbrough, the number 19 in the summer, next to play on the wing. So he'll be trying to exploit Junior Robinson and Ezra Mayers. It's Reba. Beckis and Louis Howe quite far apart there. Swire's first touch looked like it could have been a heavy one, but he managed to chase it and take it beyond Nana Boateng, the number 17. Orford again. Good pressure from Civi. But Orford calm as you like in the middle of the park. And here's Battram. He's been playing in a more advanced role. Of course, we've spoken about it before, about his versatility. Mark Phillips has highlighted that in commentary in games this season. And we're seeing him enjoy this more attacking position so far. He's out with a fairly awkward clearance, which allows Sutton to have a brief glimmer of hope. Civi's unable to keep it under his spell. So ball back in possession with Finlay Herrick. Louis Howe trying to launch it down the line. Ajala's heavy touch allows them to win it back through Chinakoli. Of course, Sutton come into this game mid-table. Got off the back of a 3-0 win. They beat Spurs last Tuesday, or 2 Tuesdays ago even, at the beginning of the month. Three goals to nil there. Sean Williams, number 34, playing this evening, of course, got their second. And apart from that, the other 2 goal scorers in Simper and Ransom are absent. And here comes Mayers, having to hold it up. Nice interplay between him and Fearon. There's Tarima. West Ham moving the ball quickly from right to left. Swire popping up in an unlikely position. The number 10 operating like a left back right now, just at the bottom of our screen. Luizao sends the ball into no man's land, and Sutton will welcome that ball. Not sure who Luizao was trying to aim for there. Perhaps he wanted to aim it to Swire, but instead he was just playing next to him on his left-hand side. Roberts sends it long again. There's Luizao with the header. Fearon with the pass back to Mayers. Of course, with Sutton, their season started off well with an unbeaten run lasting 5 games until they then lost 3 in a row. It's been a bit of an inconsistent season for Sutton, really. Won 9, lost 8. Currently sit on 32 points, 11th in the National League. But they've had some spells where they've won plenty in a row and then done the same with losing. Even recently won 5 in a row. Until the last 2 games where they only picked up a point out of a possible 6, but prior to that 5 wins in 5, and one of those wins was of course against Tottenham Hotspur under-21s, their first Group D National League Cup game. Orford in the meantime trying to spot the run of Robinson, who had another chance as he just saw Roberts drop the ball very briefly. Batram going in to try and win it back. Giving away a throw in the meantime. Short free kick taken to Orford. Now Luizao. Ajala. Already seeing Ajala and Swire keen to drop in and play like a central defender at times. To try and open up space in behind them as well for the wide players to run onto. Ezra Mayers, who's lively when he's had space in front of him down that left-hand side. And here he is about to take a throw. Now Colin Beckes. It was a disappointing first half at the Chigwell Construction Stadium last Tuesday, where West Ham found themselves a goal down. But then it was a very spirited second half performance. Goals from Orford, Swire and Luizao. 3 senior figures in and amongst this under-21 side, all finding the back of the net, which will have pleased them immensely. And one of last week's goal scorers currently being fouled. having just won a free kick after being fouled. So another opportunity, and once again the skipper is in close proximity to where the free kick will be taken. Fearon's there as well, but Orford has plenty to aim at. Of course, he did get the assist for Louis Zhao's header for West Ham's second last Tuesday. The corner kick, this time it's a free kick. Can Orford make the most of it? Goes beyond the bodies of players as well as the goalkeeper, and out for a Sutton goal kick. Trying to whip it. It was in the middle in a way. It was too far for the players to try and reach, but at the same time slightly a yard or so away from the goal mouth to have any sort of... to give the goalkeeper Sam Roberts any sort of trouble. Perhaps just caught in two minds whether to aim for the cluster of players or instead try and go for goal. Colin Beckis' right foot is there to try and clear away the Roberts kick, but instead it finds its way all the way back to Sam Roberts. Launched down the left, and too far left. So a West Ham throw. Wolford again. Trying to find Mayers. Instead, Josh Coley flicks it away, so another throw in for West Ham. Now Tarima. Good pass to Fearon. He's in room, but they close down on it. And here's the tall frame of Sutton. Possess a lot of physicality, especially their number 6, Siju Odelusi. Big size difference between him and the young hammers you've got out on the pitch right now. But of course, that's why the National League Cup was made, to give the youth of the Premier League a chance to play these senior sides. Of course, they have got another opportunity for that as well through the EFL Trophy. It just gives them another opportunity to come up against these big physical sides and try and apply some of that in their own training and match day games. Of course, it's a great opportunity for the National League clubs as well to win some tournament prize money that can really help them. And can this help Sutton there as he strikes it at Finn Herrick's goal? But West Ham managed to get a body in the line to block that from hitting the target. So the number 7, Josh Coley, firing one into the leg of Louis Zhao. Almost Sutton showing their danger. 15 minutes in, their first chance, albeit not a clear-cut one, taken by Josh Coley, who of course is currently the top goal scorer for Sutton on the pitch right now, with the absence of Will Davies, who's a centre-half and scored 6 goals this season. So they're clinical from set pieces, especially with Will Davies playing, but he's not here, so Josh Coley, with 5 goals to his name, is the player for Sutton who will look to try and be a danger. West Ham looking to try and make an attack of their own, but the ball feeds its way into the gloves of Sam Roberts. Batram. Fairly isolated as he had 3 white shirts around him, blocking off an option. So he felt his only option was to try and take it on the outside, and by doing that, he brought the ball with him. Sutton throw. Poor touch by Coley. And what was a Sutton throw has now led to a West Ham throw. Beckis. Launched long. And Roberts reads the danger. Closing in on Roberts and putting a lot of pressure on him, forcing Roberts to fire it out of play. So Mayers looking for Ajala, finding Ajala, but he's got the hands of the centre-half onto him, no foul. Fearon picks that up though with ease as he intercepts it. Now Orford again, but that's a heavy touch which allows Sean Williams to run onto it. But there's Tarima showing his energy and willingness to win it back. Now Swire, Mayers on the inside. Swire may want to go alone, but he's closed down well there by Sutton. Colin Beckis. Tarima. Sutton just trying to press West Ham at points to force them back, but they've got room here with Robinson. Now Orford. West Ham in a flow where it's pass and move at the moment. They want to make it count at some point. Can often see these moves die down where the side just manages to, the opposition side that is, manages to just nullify their pass and move threat, which can lead to a complete breakdown of momentum. Warford again, trying to go for the clever pass to Robinson. Here's Fearon who just sticks out a foot to play it towards Orford and Tarima. Fearon. Mayers with a nice touch to Ajala, who brings it out to the right. Robinson doubled up there, and he gives away a foul. Disappointing for the Hammers, as Ajala found Robinson in a decent position down that right channel. But so far, Sutton have been doing a good job at closing down West Ham when they've got the ball in a promising position. They've managed to kill their momentum at points when it's mattered. So 20 minutes gone. Only the one shot on target, and that was Lewis Orford in the 3rd minute, when West Ham got a brilliant opportunity for a free kick just on the edge of the area. Orford fired it at low at Sam Roberts, the Sutton goalkeeper. And since then, they haven't really got that close to goal, but can they get one now? Ajala with the tricky feet to try and cut it onto his left. Swire doesn't give up this opportunity though. Orford. Robinson's in room out there, but he'll feed it just behind him to Tarima. Luizao again. Thought it was going to go to Swire, but Mayers is there. Orford again. The Governor General just trying to pick out passes left, right and centre. Finds one to the left, but Mayers is in an offside position. Sutton, for a brief moment there when Orford collects the ball, gave him room to pick and choose where he was going to place his pass. But it was Sean Williams who realised the threat of Orford and tried to close him down quickly. Here is Williams. Tries to play another ball in behind, and up pops Finn Herrick, out of all people. Showing his confidence once again to come out of his box to play like another centre half. As he leaves that one, because he could tell it was going to roll out of play, which is exactly what it does. Of course, Sutton now playing in the National League. I remember a big game that they had back in 2017-18. Their FA Cup run. And what a run it was, all the way to round 5, where they played Arsenal and lost 2-0 at Sutton. Goal scorers Saturday afternoon, Lucas Perez and Theo Walcott. Sutton trying to make an opportunity, but they just haven't been as good on the ball as West Ham have. They haven't played with that fluidity that West Ham have enjoyed when they've experienced the ball. I suppose at National League level, it's very quick, very powerful, very direct. So it is a different type of brand compared to the professional levels. Of course, there was a big overhaul of players for Sutton after they got relegated from League 2 last season. They finished 23rd out of 24th. The second worst defence, having shipped 84 goals. Surprisingly enough, that season, the most goals conceded were by Notts County, 86, and they finished in mid-table. Not often you see that happen in the league. Well, here comes Sutton again, calls for a foul, and they get one. Free kick going Sutton's way. So it was just Sean Tarima had pulled him down. Looks to be Sean Williams on that far left side. Been fairly equal in terms of opportunities. West Ham have looked the more dangerous. We've looked at our left more than our right. But now we're looking towards the Sutton end, and it looked very close to trickling in along the ground into that far corner. Ryan Jackson in towards Dylan De Silva. Coley's there. They're just trying to force it a little bit. Play a bit too quick, Sutton United, maybe than they should be. Perhaps just need to take a second when they get on the ball. Of course, sometimes West Ham may take too many seconds when they get on the ball and then end up seeing the chance squandered. Majala just nudged off there by Chinakolai. Jackson. Back to Akolai. It's a clever touch from Fearon as Ajala could sense the danger. And so could Suju Odalusi, who cleared it away. Now they tried to break forward. West Ham with a slight numerical advantage, but Sutton tried to play it through. Golan Beckis is there to clear it towards Robinson. Orford. Felt he was fouled, perhaps. West Ham will try to continue. They get a throw. Lucy frustrated. The number 6 for Sutton there. Felt it should have gone the other way as Orford sends it over towards Mayers. Colin Beckes. Fearon again. Of course, if you're enjoying this stream, do like, comment and subscribe to the West Ham YouTube channel, bringing you live coverage of the National League Cup for when West Ham play. Of course, their last game of 2024. There's been some memorable moments along the way. Perhaps not from a cup perspective, but some really strong performances in the league. Of course, the emphatic start that was witnessed by the Hammers at the beginning of this season. And then at the beginning of the year as well. In the Premier League 2. International Cup, kicking things off in 2024 in style with 3 wins in a row. So some good winning streaks too throughout the year. Of course, before last week, I'd seen the worst winning streak we've seen from the Hammers for some time, from the young Hammers of course, but they're looking to get back to their normal, typical swagger of playing the ball in their 3-5-2 formation, so often occupied by Mark Robson. Here's Battram. What an opportunity and what a block. Ajala's there for a second time and they get the lead. Josh Ajala opening the scoring at Sutton just like he did at Braintree. Ryan Battram, who's been in the attacking positions of late, was there in the penalty area, struck it low, which was defended well by Josh Coley, but he couldn't do enough to keep Ajala out. A fox in the box and the Hammers make it 1-0. There he is again, Ajala coming in, sensing danger and doing what every number 9 will want to be doing, getting into the box when it counts. And it's a cliche, but a proper poacher's goal. Although Josh Ajala is anything but just a poacher, of course. There's plenty of skills to his game. Plenty of arrows to his bow. See him a lot of times playing outside of the box as well when he's trying to link up. Here he is again, dropping deep by the halfway line. There he was to run in when it mattered to net the Hammers' first goal. Slight pause in the game as Sutton are just about to take a free kick. Of course, West Ham don't want to get too ahead of themselves. They have been the better side so far. Played the more attractive football. Feels like Sutton haven't really had any chances to play their game or to have any sort of actual possession so far as we approach over the half-hour mark. But West Ham, when in control of the game, they've taken the lead, and that's all you can ask for so far. Ajala, the goal scorer, linking up with Battram, two very influential figures in that first goal. Unable to bring it forward, but Luizao will poke it towards Mayers, and he continues his run down the left. Pass from there is cut out, but Swire's there. But it's a free kick for the home side. And it's going to be a substitution. Just 30 minutes. And Steve Morrison is taking off the number 7, Josh Coley, and bringing on Vinnie Tume. Of course, Josh Coley, surprisingly though, of course, is the Sutton's highest goal scorer out of the 18 players available today. And he's been taken off just after half an hour. Whether that's for a suspected knock, we're unsure, but Coley was running off the pitch like he was absolutely fine. Of course, Steve Morrison, the Sutton manager, previously of Millwall, now trying to ply his trade, the 41-year-old in management. Remember, Steve Morrison even criticised the Millwall fans for pitch invading at Wembley after they gained promotion in 2016. And Sutton have a corner kick, their first corner kick of the game. And they'll try to make it count. Floated in. Awkward header as Coley headed it back into the clustered penalty area, straight into the block of players, and West Ham clear it away with ease. Playing like a centre forward at times. He's just trying to head it away. Swire just trying to drag it back behind him. This time just football watching a bit there. Here's Battram again. Slightly scrappy football just going on and witnessed in the last 2 minutes. And here's Mayers to try and shore things up with the throw. Orford, now Louise out. Herrick playing it low, Swire with the clever pass, but almost gifting it away. And when the ball's taken beyond Orford, left room in behind him here. Here comes Sutton. Through Civi, up against Mayers, but he gets his body in the line. And now Swire leads the charge for a West Ham attack. Beckes and Orford having a game of their own there for a brief moment. Herrick just dummying his pass. Louise Howe. He finds Robinson, but it's another long ball played by Louise Howe in towards one of his colleagues who's in an offside position. Just needs to time the long balls, or perhaps it's also an issue with the runs as well being made. They just need to get their timings a bit better if they're going to use that as a tactic at trying to create something. Otherwise, you're just gifting the ball away for an opponent free kick. Of course, if you're watching, it was on Bonfire Night. Remember at Braintree, the 4-2 defeat. Ajala made it 1-0. And then West Ham conceded the equaliser, but it was Ollie Scholes who finished off a lovely move down the left-hand side. As he just managed to curl in a low strike. Just passed it into the net underneath the goalkeeper as he was diving down to his left-hand side to try and prevent the strike going in. And West Ham found themselves in a good position going into the break, which is what they're doing at the moment. They're finding themselves with another one-goal lead. They have to be careful, though. And so far, if you're to assess the two National League Cup games, Braintree did have a bit more about them going forward, a bit more of an identity that Sutton have shown so far. And of course came out and blew West Ham away with 3 second-half goals. Very physical attackers as well, Braintree possessed. And of course there has been an early attacking substitution made as well by Steve Morrison. Vinnie Tune, the number 27. The one there with the orange boots that's just out of the angle, or the light coloured boots I should say. And he obviously came on for Josh Coley. Going to be closing in on the 40-minute mark. Josh Ajala's goal is what separates these two. There's Herrick's ball down the right. Sees it just trickle out of play for another Sutton throw-in. Dreamer. Orford looking up. You can see he's trying to find Mayers, and he finds him well. Lovely switch there from the West Ham skipper. Patram unable to hold it up, but it falls back to Luizao. Now Orford just roaming with the ball, looking down the right. Swire, who had to do a lot there, and Patram with the miss kick, rather comical, but it's unfortunate. You could see that he was just trying to play it in towards Mayers. Referee just ensuring the Sutton number 5, Harry Ransom, is okay. In fact, it's the number 6, Siju Odelusi. He's just being checked, allowing Mark Robson and his staff with Steve Potts to have a late first half tactical discussion. Try and go into the break still with their lead intact. Of course, this is the only National League Cup game on this evening. How the table currently stands. We've got Braintree still at the top, with Dagenham and Redbridge in second. Tottenham under-21s currently in third. West Ham in fourth now. Forest lurking in and around them. And West Brom, Ebbsfleet and Sutton making up the bottom 4. It's got a mixture. Of course, how the tournament works, you've got 4 groups of 8. A to D. 4 teams from the National League, 4 teams from the Premier League 2. As things stand, the top 2 in each group will go through after the 4 games have been played. And then a typical knockout phase will start. And at the moment, out of the 4 groups, 2 under-21 side are leading theirs, and 2 National League sides are leading theirs as well. So there's a mix of clubs from the academy level and the National League level up there at the more glamorous ends of the group. It's not just one or the other. Maidenhead, of course, top of Group A. Manchester United's under-21s top of Group B. Leeds United under-21s top of Group C. And, of course, Braintree top of this group in D. So a slight stoppage, but the players are looking all good to carry on. 3.5 minutes away from the 45 mark. And this is going to be the second substitution used by Steve Morrison for Sutton. Off comes the number 6, Siju Odalusi. And on comes the number 37, another youngster, Liam Moore. Of course, big games for the youngsters, for these National League sides as well. They won't be exposed to the same level of, I suppose, player care that the under-21s will have in the Premier League academies. So still a platform not just for the PL2 sides to show what they can do, but also for these youngsters playing for the likes of Sutton, who get close there, not close enough. Vinnie Toome, the first substitute. Misfiring. That tap in. Orford. Now Tarima again. Louis Zhao. Playing in the centre. Fearon gets his body in the way in a good way as he wins it back. Louis Zhao pushed off balance as he clears it at the same time. Jackson, Ryan Jackson, the number 22. Throwing it back to Ransom. As they try to send one long, but Louise out. Towering header away from the pressure, but it's not over for Sutton just yet. We're within the final 90 seconds. Of course, there may be a sizable bit of added on time due to the goal and the 2 substitutions, as well as the injury, which saw play stopped for about a minute or 2. Ajala chasing Ransom. Focused from Robinson to not allow the ball to go down his side of the pitch. And they get a late first half goal. Ajala with the ball sticking him to him well. He went for a brief moment that he could have given it away, but he kept it nicely. Robinson lets it run through his body. Taking it to the byline. Promising from Robinson. West Ham have a late throw. Wolford. Low ball across. This is promising. Batram's getting stuck in again. Ajala not there to try and finish anything off like he was on the first instance. Robinson sending one over to Swire. West Ham knocking on the door late here in this first 45. Louis Zhao has to be careful of the pressure from Vinnie Toome. Here's Orford. Looking up, but playing it safely to Fearon. Orford again, sending one over towards Mayers, who has to sprint to keep that one in at the byline. West Ham with lots of bodies in an attacking position. Early touch from Robinson, allowing him to take it over towards that corner flag. Sutton just managed to weave it past a running Orford there. There's Williams. West Ham will welcome that. There's the long ball forward. Sees it fall into the grasp of Herrick, but just there, Swire leaping up high, unable to keep the ball in his possession. Here's Golombekis. We approach the second minute of added time in this first half. Robinson, as Ransom's hands all over him, and just when you thought West Ham's late pressure was over, and they go and get a promising free kick. Well worked by Junior Robinson up against Harry Ransom. What a time this would be to double the lead. You'd think this as well will be the last kick of the first half. So Fearon close by. But you can tell that Orford may fancy sending one over to that cluster of players in the West Ham shirt. Nothing amounts from that as Luizao tries to create some magic. Once again with the interception, and that time with a more decisive tackle. But that is the end of the first half. Josh Ajala's goal is what separates these two at the break. We'll be back in just under 15 minutes time for the second half of Sutton United versus the Hammers.
I think football's, obviously a fantastic game, but the stuff it does outside of it, I think it's vital the players and also the club give back to the communities.
My name's Neil Taylor, and me and my friend Danny set up the Hammers for Work, which has been going for 4 years, and I've been, if you like, sort of running the group and pushing it on in the last few years. Been a West Ham supporter for as long as I can remember, really. To go to Wembley, win the FA Cup, and my favourite player of all time, my favourite player, Billy Bonds, lifting the trophy, and then, yeah, they were fantastic times for me. I was running another group called Long Live the Bowling. It was all about the old bowling days and whatever. So he said, do you fancy setting up this group with me called Hammers for Work? And the idea was to try and get an hammer into employment, basically. So we formed the group and it took off. So the numbers started to increase and people were posting on the page. And I've always been involved, when I was in the fire service or after that, in sort of trying to help out a few charities. I spoke to Danny and we changed the name from Hammers for Work to Hammers for Work and Support. I know that people go, I'd like to thank Neil Taylor, I'd like to thank, it's not about me, it's just, I'll just steer the ship, so to speak. So it's all about all the members on there, really.
Neil, sorry to interrupt, mate.
Hello, Aaron.
How's things?
Good to see you.
You're good?
All good, thank you, yeah.
Thanks for your work, mate.
No, excellent. You all right?
Yeah, all good, mate. How's things?
Yeah, no, good, yeah, good. Still shaping up there, yeah.
It's great that Heineken can come together with West Ham and give back something for Neil and for all the hard work and dedication he's put in over the years. So it's only rightly so that he gets a bit of recognition, and it's great to see that.
We are being moved by your dedication to providing support and employment for fellow Hammers across East London and beyond. Hammers for Work and Support Group has grown over 25,000 strong online community that comes together to help one another through West Ham tickets, food donations, clothing donations, employment support, mental health support, workshops and so much more. All thanks to you. As a token of our appreciation at Heineken UK, we are donating a full-signed West Ham shirt along with a West Ham merchandise donation to support your up-and-coming winter and Christmas campaigners in the community. But it doesn't stop there. We'd like to invite you to attend a West Ham fixture this season in the hospitality with 2 VIP tickets for you and your mate Danny. You are under strict instructions not to give these away. No. You've been an inspiration within the West Ham community, so just want to say thank you very much.
I'm chuffed with that, really am. No, thanks very much.
Pleasure.
And thanks to honestly, they're well chuffed with that.
Keep up the work anyway. And
no, thanks very much. No, thanks, Aaron.
Sign up for the club, and as I say, my 11th year now. Fully understand what it's like. You know, the culture and the working class background of East London. It's vital, and you know, going back to the community, I think West Ham do a big part in that.
When he read it out, and to come from you know, Heineken appreciating the work that we've done, I can't thank them enough, really. Overwhelmed with it. So the day when I meet me mate, I hope he's wearing a claret and blue scarf, because that, you know, it's that you know, the club, that's what it means, really. You know, there's a lot more people well seasoned and more well travelled than I am as an hammer, but it's not measured on that. If you're an hammer, you're an hammer regardless, you know. So yeah, nothing will change.
In life, there are moments that last long after the final whistle. The rush when the ball hits the net, the joy of celebrating, and the memories we carry wherever we go. At Ohana Development, when we build homes, we shape futures. When we nurture ambition, we create champions. Whether cheering for victory or reaching new heights, ambition always starts at home. Ohana Development, official global partner of West Ham United Football Club.
Oh wow, I think I know this one.
Oh wow.
Girls, special delivery.
Oh, let's put them on. So cute.
Wow, walkie-talkies, cool. West Ham are massive. Everywhere we go.
They're all proper West Ham dogs around here.
Irons.
Oh, nice. Come on, you irons.
We're gonna match.
What can I give to man who has everything?
Oh, potato salad. You shouldn't have.
Here's your Christmas present, Grandad.
Lucky socks. I can wear these to the game tomorrow, girls.
Welcome back, everyone, at the VBS Community Stadium in Sutton. West Ham 1-0 up against the home side, looking to try and get their first win in the National League Cup. They've done half the job. But can they complete it? Time will tell. The next 45 minutes will tell. It will be Sutton to get us off underway. After, of course, Ajala, the goal scorer, was the player to get the Hammers off underway in the first minute. So back out on the pitch. No changes made at the break. Of course, Steve Morrison, the Sutton manager, did make 2 changes in the first half. Liam Moore, number 37, brought on alongside Vinnie Tune. So the 27 and 37 in white are obviously new entrances, or entries, since the starting lineups were announced. Sutton trying to play it out to that left-hand side, and of course they just haven't really got going, Sutton. Based off Braintree, it wouldn't have been silly to have thought going into this game that it was going to be another really tough test. Of course, a lot can change over the half-time break. A lot can be said to dictate the game. West Ham will be hoping for more of the same. Sutton looks slightly more dangerous starting off this second half compared to how they were in the first, but that is short-lived as it is an offside. So, of course, after the half-time break, if you are watching, do give this a like and a subscribe as well. Do subscribe to the West Ham YouTube channel. They'll be providing you so much content in the new year of 2025. Of course, the next game live for the under-21s will be the National League Cup game against Ebbsfleet with a kick-off time of 7 p.m. That's on the 7th of January at 7 p.m. So 3 weeks to go, which I'm sure will fly by. But as things stand, it's Josh Ajala's goal that separates these two. West Ham keeping Sutton at bay, with Golombekis, who of course is took the number 6 shirt for this evening's game, following Caelan Casey coming on and featuring for the first team last night, coming on for Wan-Bissaka in the 95th minute, alongside his colleague Ollie Scarles, who of course replaced Kudus in the 75th minute. Saw him have a bit more time than Caelan Casey was able to showcase, but still impressed with Scarles' performance down that left-hand side. Looked like a calm head on some young shoulders there as well. Golombekis so far dealing with that threat, as Herrick plays another low pass, which could have looked nerve-wracking, but instead he finds Swire. Good vision there from the West Ham number one, as Swire fouls the Sutton number 11, Dylan De Silva. So Sutton with a free kick, just a yard into their half. Here's Moore as he just lets it roll to his centre half, who forces it forward. That's easily dealt with by West Ham. Here's Orford, whose pass there isn't the typical Orford quality we're used to seeing. Louisa with an awkward interception, slicing that with his shin. Just seeing the ball well out of play. So Sutton have another throw in a more advanced position this time. Ryan Jackson, the number 22. West Ham under a brief bit of pressure here from Sutton early on in this second half. You'd expect it, given the fact that Sutton will be coming out wanting to get that equaliser as soon as possible to try and turn the game on its head at the first point of asking. Ransom heads it back. And now Robinson, who looks to burst forward. Mayers, good slide challenge there from Tume. Sutton looking like challenging here, more so than they did in the first half, but that final ball's a poor one, and it's welcomed by Herrick. Of course, as for Sutton, they play next in the National League Cup against Nottingham Forest. That will be on the same day as West Ham's game against Ebbsfleet. So the long ball played forward. Ajala almost getting a sniff at that, as he felt like he could have kept that down, taken it past number 3, Akoli, and then it would have just been 1-on-1, but of course he did foul the Sutton skipper, so a free kick is the result. Of course, Josh Ajala looking to try and get a brace early on in this second half, as he put the Hammers 1-0 up early on in the first. Similar to that at Braintree. Herrick. Now Warford. Tume, number 27, the closest player to Herrick. Doesn't want to be pulled in, as Herrick's given time to just peacefully place it towards Golombekis. Of course, West Ham leading a goal going into the 52nd minute. If Sutton were to get a goal and it was to end a draw, just as a bit of information, it would then go to a penalty shootout. However, both sides would get a point for that draw, but then an extra point would be up for grabs should they win the penalty shootout. So that's another dimension that we've seen with the National League Cup. Golombekis clearing it away. It's picked up by the substitute Liam Moore, who slices that one well wide, never troubling Finn Herrick. Of course, the extra point with a penalty shootout, something we've seen before from Premier League competitions, such as the Next Generation Cup, which was a pre-season tournament for the youngsters in the summer. There, you'd get an extra point if you were to win a penalty shootout. And I suppose it may just be a part of the national initiative to improve penalty taking and get the players used to the high stakes and pressure one would feel when walking up to that penalty spot. So who knows, in 10, 15 years or sooner, we could see much greater penalty shootouts and a higher class of these takers as well. Here's Tarima. Now Orford. Sitting in between both defenders. West Ham just enjoying some safe possession here. As Golombekis plays it towards Orford, and then Louis-Au will then feed it down the line again. Hasn't managed to find any colleagues really with his long balls, Louis-Au. And there's another example of a failed one sent forward, which Sam Roberts can just roll out to his centre half. Good turn there from Orford as he beats Liam Moore, and then Liam Moore supposedly fouled him. That's what Orford thought, but the referee lets it go. Sutton with a chance to get an equaliser. Moore, clever pass out to that right hand side. It's a low ball put across the penalty area and scurried away by the Hammers. So another chance for them to launch it into the dangerous area with a throw. Doesn't quite get the distance he'd have wanted. Plenty of height. Just taking away the long distance it could have gone. All the way back to Roberts. That ball doesn't even go out of play. Back in Mayer's possession. Of course, West Ham going into the new year, their January starting off with that Ebbsfleet game. Then it's back to Premier League 2 action. Liverpool away on the 12th of January. That's got a kick-off time of 1 p.m. And then back at home at Rush Green on the 17th of January. Playing Sunderland, 7 p.m. kick-off that time around. And then to finish off the first month of 2025, away to Dagenham and Redbridge. But will that feel like an away game? Considering West Ham have played a couple of games at the Chigwell Construction Stadium already this season. And then January is capped off by Leeds away. 7 p.m. kickoff on the 27th of January. So 3 Premier League 2 games, 2 National League Cup games to be enjoyed for the Hammers at the start of the new year. Here comes Sutton. That's a poor pass, which Dylan De Silva was frustrated to not have received. Golombekis. Now Tarima. Ajala caught there by the 2 Sutton midfielders as Williams plays it out towards Boateng. But they win it back, West Ham. And now they look to try and break forward, which they haven't done so far in the second half. And they're not going to do so either there with that pass, but Fearon picks it up in a good position. This was a good opportunity, but Battram wasn't there to try and make it count. Here's Robinson again, looping in a ball, going over the intended targets, but picked up by Mayers and kept alive by Louis-Au. Warford. Out to Swire. Working it out to this right-hand side as we approach the hour mark. Sutton coming out, showing a bit more intent going forward. looking slightly more dangerous. With Finn Herrick not required to make a save just yet. Colin Beckis. Good work from Swire, and he wins the foul. No questions raised there. And there's going to be a substitution, the first of the night for West Ham, and it's going to be Sean Tarima to come off, the number 5. Orford went over, and the board raised as 5, but it will be Orford to come off. And on comes Favour for Wunmi. And 2 substitutions made by Sutton. That's the end of the day for Harry Ransom, as he's replaced by Junior Eccleston. Of course, it's actually Tyrone Akpata coming on. So Akpata coming on for the Hammers, replacing Orford. Could the next time we see Orford in a West Ham shirt be in the Premier League on Saturday versus Brighton? He'll hope so. Of course, no more action for the under-21s for the rest of the year. Tarima. Long ball cut out. Here is Akpata. Luizao. Mayers trying to connect up with Fearon. He managed to get a second go at it, but in came Eccleston, sliding it away. Luizao assessing his options, trying to find Ajala, but he wasn't alert to the danger just behind him as they won it back, but Robinson's there to try and win the ball. Both sets of players believing it should have gone their way, and it does go the way for the Hammers. Here's Tarima. Now Herrick again. What a ball that is to Robinson. This is a great opportunity for West Ham, but a decisive touch from Eccleston to just drift it away from Ajala's position. And then the referee blows his whistle to just cut short that West Ham pressure, but a lovely ball from Herrick, finding Robinson. Quick ball towards Ajala, but Eccleston's shin was there for Sutton to ensure the ball went away from Ajala's direction, and then Swire, but he was judged to have fouled the Sutton player just then. Well, that almost ended up being a good opportunity for Sutton in the meantime. West Ham just need to be careful there, but it was good defending to not allow the pass in behind. Sutton with a chance to whip it in. They managed to get a good ball, but it was good defending and an ambitious strike there from Dylan De Silva. Here's Boateng. Whipping it in with his right and punched away from Herrick. The first real bit of action Finlay Herrick has had to do this afternoon or this evening with his hands. He's injured. Just down at the goal line. Coming off his goal line though just before to punch it away. Just holding his right leg. Hopefully he's not injured. Also, I've got Finley Hooper on the bench. Of course, out of all the games that have happened so far in the National League Cup, there's been 11 penalty shootouts. Could we see that made 12 tonight? Of course, West Ham fans will hope not. So far in a good position away at this National League outfit. West Ham lodged in mid-table after a couple of months of bad Premier League 2 results. Playing a side as well who find themselves with inconsistent results too in mid-table. West Ham so far doing enough to have their noses in front. So play will resume with a Sutton throw. We're into the final 25 minutes here at the VBS Community Stadium. Able to make the most of that. Picked up by Jack Sims. Here's Jackson trying to beat his man and getting in a ball. Eric once again alert to the danger. Had to be. And just rolls it out to Tarima, but look at this again. Quick feet up against Mayers. Whips in a dangerous ball with such pace that Herrick had to ensure his catch was on point. A slight fumble could have really opened up an opportunity for Sutton. But that was very good goalkeeping from that man right there in yellow. Tarima's pass to Battram, slightly sloppy, and then he hoofs it forward. And fair play to Vinny Tube, who had that hit him in the face and didn't flinch once. Not even on the ground, just took it and then was happy to carry on. Hit him so hard that it even went far away from the pitch, which meant Tarima had to try and search for the ball. And this time Golombakis will clear it forward at the byline. Good interception from Fearon. Battram read the ball well. He tried setting off another pass to the players in front of him. Here he is again, as he just changes his direction to play it back. Pass unable for Robinson to be kept in. Here's a Coley. Back to Sims, but he's got Robinson jumping onto him, literally. And he gives away a foul. So with this current result, as we approach the final 20 minutes, West Ham are up to 7th, Sutton down to 4th. And can they conjure up a goal here? Almost! A terrific delivery. Unable to be met by the number 19, Jeremy Civi, who came in to attack that cross. Fed in from the number 11, Dylan De Silva. And he just let the ball hit the back of his head. Didn't get his head in the right position to head it in front of him, and instead it just loops behind him. Out for another West Ham goal kick, which they take short and quick. Awkward clearance there, but Akpata tried to clear it away. Sutton still have the ball in their final third. Slightly nervy moments there from West Ham, but they get a throw out of it, so a chance to just calm some nerves a little bit when you see it happen from two players in a short period of time. Finn Herrick and Tyron Akpata not getting their passing right there, but it doesn't matter. It's a wasted bit of possession, allowing Sutton with another goal kick. Goal kick, throw in, of course. Coley. Reception from Battram. Poor pass, and you can see the frustration between Boateng and De Silva, just not on the same wavelength there. Of course, West Ham currently climb up to 7th. Tottenham, looking at their results, they've not won a game in the 90 minutes. 2 draws, one against Dagenham and Redbridge and one against Ebbsfleet, but they won the penalty shootouts for both of them, which has seen them on 4 points now. And of course, that loss to Sutton, 3-0. West Ham, for the majority of this game, are just swifting Sutton aside and really going toe-to-toe with the senior team. The referee just blowing his whistle as Golombekis will take the free kick quickly, but the referee will blow his whistle again to ensure that isn't the case by Adedas Golombekis. Akpata. Tarima. Akpata trying to feed the pass out to Battram, but a bit of fortune there allows Robinson to pounce onto it. Battram making himself aware. Perhaps Robinson could have played the pass sooner, but he's got to deal with the fact that Sutton have now got the majority of their outfield players back now behind the ball. Just then, quick decision making could have led Battram through on goal. Low ball put in, which is cleared away by Eccleston, and then picked up by the centre half of the other team, Golombekis. Of course, a lot of football's being played at the under-21s level now, with the introduction of other tournaments like the Premier League International Cup, which is in its 10th year now. But of course, the National League Cup brought about more recent. You've got the EFL Trophy too for under-21 side to play. But for the next 3 weeks, West Ham don't have any games, and there is still a bit of a disparity between the amount of games League 2 sides or National League sides play, as well as just West Ham under-21s. And next month, by the time West Ham play their next game, Sutton will have played 4, leaning on to 5. So a very different festive schedule for both these outfits. And unless you love playing the game, I think you'd rather have West Ham's time off. But that's, of course, up for debate. But that isn't there. Sutton with an offside and West Ham with another free kick taken quickly. Calls for a foul and West Ham win it. So Swire was the player fouled. And it will be Luizao to take the free kick. Of course, Luizao really called into defending earlier on in this game when the player who actually left the pitch for the first time out of all the substitutions, Josh Coley, fired it towards Herrick's goal, but Luizao was there to block the strike. Since then, haven't really seen much of him, hasn't really been asked to make too many defensive challenges. West Ham have managed to keep the Sutton opportunities fairly quiet as things stand, but they've seen more of the ball than they did in the first half. That's got to be said. But so far it's been a sound West Ham performance. Like Patter always impresses when he plays. Just glides with the ball as well. West Ham caught with some space there in the midfield, and this is a great opportunity for Sutton. It's got to be surely, but West Ham let off. And Herrick sprinting to his far goalpost to try and clear that away. For a brief second, it looked like the Sutton player was going to have a majority open net to fire into. There we go. Look at this replay. The number 11, Dylan De Silva. He felt he was going to be able to accelerate forward and tap it in. But the ball luckily accelerated at the perfect time from a West Ham perspective. The trouble isn't over just yet though for the Hammers. But it is there as that low ball, that corner kick, unable to beat its first man, which will really disappoint Steve Morrison. Tarima with the interception, but it falls back onto the feet of Dylan De Silva. Roberts. Now Jackson. Akoli. Sutton just trying to get a late feel for the ball as they're starting to smell blood, albeit nothing clear-cut just yet. That was certainly the closest they've got to goal all game. Coley trying to switch it. That was good defending from Mayers to intercept. And that Patter will just loft it forward. Now Eccleston. There's Vaz. That sloppy use of the ball in possession as Ajala's then brought down, but it comes off him. And Duino Vaz wins it back and takes the throw quickly. Vaz again, looking up, trying to feed it in behind. You could see he was aiming for Boateng, but that was a great slide challenge from Tarima coming across to just intercept it before the centre forward for Sutton had a chance to run in behind. Here's Eccleston. As we approach the final 10 minutes here at the VBS Community Stadium. West Ham have so far a very defensively sound performance. Jala there as well, although an attacker doing his defensive duties there high up the pitch to prevent Sutton from gaining yards on them is just as valuable as a centre half making a challenge towards their own goal. So good work from Josh Ajala too, the goal scorer, who of course was the player to poke it home early on in the first half. And since then, West Ham have done a good job at defending their slender one-goal lead. Here's Robinson. Aims for the switch. And Swire just manages to turn and then see room down this left. Here is Swire. West Ham just doing very well at controlling the game as well when they need to. Here's Robinson. On his bike down the right, but here's Battram. Golombekis. Mayers doing very well to keep the ball after his first touch almost fell back into Sutton territory. And Herrick's distribution's also been very good this evening. Here come West Ham as they search for a second through Ezra Mayers. A low ball finding Ajala. Can he get a brace? Instead he finds the post and the rebound's then poked home by Junior Robinson and they double their lead. West Ham's number 2 making it 2-0 here in Sutton. Mayers picking out a pass to Ajala, struck it on the turn. And Robinson being the benefactor there as he was in the 6-yard box when it mattered most. And what a performance this has been. Probably the best West Ham under-21's performance for some time. And it's even sweeter knowing it's up against a senior opposition. So, Junior Robinson joining Josh Ajala as the goal scorers for this evening's match. Props to the right wing back for sensing the danger and staying into the centre circle. 2 real poachers finishes we've seen here this evening. One you'd expect from in Josh Ajala and the other coming from, of course, the wing back. So 7+ minutes left to go. West Ham have all but confirmed their win. But of course you can't suggest anything's confirmed just yet. All it takes is just one goal. And then that can change the complexion, and then all of a sudden you just need one chance. And that one chance can seem so much more likely, or feel so much more likely, when you're facing it, having been in such a good position going into the later stages of the game. Here's Vaz. Moore with the switch. Swire with the interception. Swire again. He's had a good game today. Being a physical presence and showed his intelligence too with the way he moves and glides with the ball. His little layoffs as well with his colleagues, who benefited West Ham's momentum, getting the ball forward and keeping it as well, because they've controlled the game very well as well. Akpata and Fearon of tidy duo in that midfield to this second half, after Orford was taken off for West Ham's number 12 this evening, Tyrone Akpata. Bekis. More good possession from West Ham. Swire battling through. Here's Fearon. This is well worked again. Battram into Robinson. Could he get a brace? The first touch suggested he was going to be able to take it in his stride, but the second touch was the opposite. Unfortunate there for West Ham's second goal scorer this evening. Fearon with a great ball out to Battram. Look at that. The first touch, the second just let him down. And we're going to now see the introduction of Brad Dolligan, who comes on for Josh Ajala. Preston Fearon has also made way too. And there's Brad Donegan coming on again. He's been a bit of a cup hero this season. Sean Moore has also been introduced as well for Ajala. So Ajala and Preston Fearon off, Sean Moore and Brad Dolligan on for the remaining 3.5 minutes. Fearon's had a good game as well. One of those games where when you look at the starting 11 and you look at who was introduced, they've all made an impact. They've all done a job to a very good level. It's been a really good game for this Hammers side. Ending 2024 in good form, ready for 2025. And what a year that could be for some of these players, eyeing senior call-ups, whether that be for West Ham or simply just following in the footsteps of their colleagues from last season in Callum Marshall, George Earthy, Michael Forbes, Patrick Kelly, to go and seek senior football. So a big year, and they've got time to get enthused for that in their 3 weeks off. Kept on by De Silva, but actually it was just out of play. So a West Ham throw, as they're edging ever so closer to getting their first ever win in the National League Cup. Of course, a reminder, it's made up of 4 groups of 8. A, C, A, B, C and D. West Ham are in Group D, and the top 2 of every group go through to the knockouts. So West Ham turning around their defeat to Braintree by 2 goals with a positive scoreline here by 2 goals. Here's Moore. Then towards Akpata, now Tarima. 90 seconds left of the 90. So with West Ham's second goal, they've now climbed over Ebbsfleet, who are currently in 7th. Eric just allowing that to go right to the byline up against Nana Boateng. Golombekis hasn't really put a foot wrong. The 17-year-old coming up to the under-21 side, of course, came on as a late substitute against Braintree. 8 minutes he played the final 90 of. Now he finds himself in the starting lineup, and of course that's another benefit when you see the likes of your Caelan Caseys and your Ollie Scarls going up to the senior side to make competitive senior minutes. You then have room for players like Golombekis to break into the under-21 side. It's simply the conveyor belt of academy football, and when it's going well and you're seeing a clear pathway and vision, it can only motivate and benefit the culture at the club, and that's what we're seeing with these under-21s players as well. So a late free kick. As all 90 minutes have been played. West Ham just wanting to hear the final whistle now. 3 minutes have been added on. Almost kept alive as Akpata swung his left foot at that. Awkwardly went forward from a Sutton perspective. And then he gives away a foul. West Ham just allowing some Sutton pressure late on here. And there's Edwino Vaz, number 12. Just swing it in. It's low. But now they look to break West Ham through Dolligan into Moore, the two latest West Ham substitutes linking up here as they search for a Hammers third. As he glides well with the ball, Sean Moore, and then slides in too to make sure the ball's kept in the possession of his side. Half of stoppage time played. As West Ham will now just enjoy the ball for the remainder of the game and their year. Tarima. Here's Louis Au. Fancying to maybe send one forward, but chose to play it short to Akpata. Dolligan just losing out on the ball there to a fellow substitute in Junior Eccleston. Sutton for a last attempt at an attack for a consolation goal. West Ham with a brilliant game to boost their confidence going into the new year. A goal in the first half, a goal in the second. A controlled performance as well from the under-21s. Mayers. And he will have the first or last touch of the ball for the West Ham under-21 side of 2024. It ends on a high. 2 consecutive wins. They win by 2-0 here in Sutton and finally get their National League Cup campaign underway. Early goals from Josh Ajala just before the half-hour mark, which saw West Ham get into the lead, followed up by Junior Robinson's goal to make it 2-0 to the Hammers. Ends here at Sutton. Sutton 0. West Ham 2.
I think football's, obviously a fantastic game, but the stuff it does outside of it, I think it's vital the players and also the club give back to the communities.
My name's Neil Taylor, and me and my friend Danny set up the Hammers for Work, which has been going for 4 years, and I've been, if you like, sort of running the group and pushing it on in the last few years. Been a West Ham supporter for as as long as I can remember really, to go to Wembley, win the FA Cup, and my favourite player of all time, my favourite player, Billy Bonds, lifting the trophy, and then, yeah, they were fantastic times for me. I was running another group called Long Live the Bowling. It was all about the old bowling days and whatever. So he said, do you fancy setting up this group with me called Hammers for Work? And the idea was to try and get an hammer into employment, basically. So we formed the group and it took off. So the numbers started to increase and people were posting on the page. And I've always been involved, when I was in the fire service or after that, in sort of trying to help out a few charities. I spoke to Danny and we changed the name from Hammers for Work to Hammers for Work and Support. I know that people go, I like to thank Neil Taylor, I like to thank, it's not about me, it's just, I'll just steer the ship, so to speak. So it's all about all the members on there, really.
Neil, sorry to interrupt, mate.
Hello, Aaron.
How's things?
Good to see you.
You're good?
All good, thank you, yeah.
Thanks for your work, mate. Keep
No,
it
excellent, excellent. You all right?
Yeah, all good, mate, how's things?
Yeah, no, good, yeah, good, still shaping up there, yeah.
It's great that Heineken can come together with West Ham and you know, give back something for Neil and you know, for all the hard work and dedication he's put in over the years. So no, it's only rightly so that, you know, he gets a bit of recognition, and it's great to see that.
We are being moved by your dedication to providing support and employment for fellow Hammers across East London and beyond. Hammers for Work and Support Group has grown over 25,000 strong online community that comes together to help one another through West Ham tickets, food donations, clothing donations, employment support, mental health support, workshops and so much more, all thanks to you. As a token of our appreciation at Heineken UK, we are donating a full signed West Ham shirt along with a West Ham merchandise donation to support your up and coming winter and Christmas campaigners in the community. But it doesn't stop there. We'd like to invite you to attend a West Ham fixture this season in the hospitality with 2 VIP tickets for you and your mate Danny. You are under strict instructions not to give these away. No. You've been an inspiration within the West Ham community, so just want to say thank you very much.
I'm chuffed with that, really am. No, thanks very much.
Pleasure.
And thanks to honestly, yeah, well chuffed with that.
Keep up the work anyway. And
no, thanks very much. No, thanks, Aaron.
Signing for the club, and as I say, my 11th year now. Fully understand what it's like. You know, the culture and the working class background of East London. It's vital, and you know, going back to the community, I think West Ham do a big part in that.
When he read it out, and to come from, you know, Heineken appreciating the work that we've done, I can't thank them enough, really. Overwhelmed with it. So the day when I meet me mate, I hope he's wearing a claret and blue scarf, because that, you know, it's that, you know, the club, that's what it means, really. You know, there's a lot more people well seasoned and more well travelled than I am as an hammer, but it's not measured on that. If you're an hammer, you're an hammer regardless, you know. So yeah, nothing will change.
In life, there are moments that last long after the final whistle. The rush when the ball hits the net, the joy of celebrating, and the memories we carry wherever we go. At Ohana Development, when we build homes, we shape futures. When we nurture ambition, we create champions. Whether cheering for victory or reaching new heights, ambition always starts at home. Ohana Development, official global partner of West Ham United Football Club.
Oh wow, think I know this one.
Oh, wow.
Girls, special delivery.
Oh, let's put them on. So cute.
Wow, walkie-talkies. Cool. West Ham are massive.
Everywhere we go.
They're all proper West Ham dogs around here.
Irons.
Oh, nice. Come on, you irons.
We're gonna match.
What can I give to man who has everything?
Oh, potato salad. You shouldn't have.
Here's your Christmas present, Grandad.
Lucky socks. I can wear these to the game tomorrow, girls.
not. Lions!